Welcome everybody to the DMV podcast.
Welcome.
Welcome everybody to the DMV podcast. My name is Leroy.
I'm Sesay.
And I am Midori.
Yes, and we have a super exciting, super amazing, doopity show.
Doopity.
Hey, doopity show. Doopity. We got the people.
Santa Claus coming to town. Hey, look, we just said fuck Thanksgiving.
I know, right?
You know how everyone moves straight into Christmas after Halloween?
Why is that so strong?
Walmart had everything put out. Target had everything put out. Halloween night, I went to Target and their whole Halloween section was done. And they were like, nah, bro, we out here. Nah, it's Christmas time.
Like, I know we said F like Columbus Day, but just Thanksgiving too. We gonna just,
it's over. Just move along.
Just keep it moving.
Did nobody never wanted Christmas? Did nobody wanted Thanksgiving? No. Look, I'm not even gonna be here. I'm not even here.
You know what?
But yes, before we get any further, Midori, where can they find us?
You can always find the DMV podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Use that hashtag views from the DMV. We might repost your photo. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, and wherever else you listen to your favorite podcast. And if you want to get up close and personal with us, if you want to get on our show like our guest today, dmvpodcast@gmail.com.
And don't forget to tell a friend.
Dile a todos sus amigos, por favor.
See, I hate competition.
Just jump right
It's a competition.
Tell a friend.
about the DMV podcast. So annoying.
Yes.
This Negro said, I don't even know the word you're coming out of your mouth.
You don't need to know them. You just know when to go. Just know when to go.
Yeah.
Just assume that it's to tell a friend. Just assume it's around to tell a friend.
Just assume that the sentiment is tell a friend.
Someone's going to tell me something different one day, and I'm going to use it against
Bro, be proactive. Be proactive. Go find
right?
go find
Google
another
Translate.
language. Right. Google Translate something else. Can you just ask your mom how to say something in another language? I'm tired of you hoes.
That's so true. My mom knows 4 languages.
Exactly.
Don't they all?
Yeah, I know, right?
They all do. All our parents do.
I know 1.
My parents know 3.
And you're barely a master. Ooh.
So y'all heard it first here. That was shot number 1 for the show. I don't ever start the war. I just continue it. But
all right.
we have an amazing guest on the show who's been patiently waiting here to come on. Amir Browder of
Yes.
What's going on? What's going on? Homme DC, yes.
Yeah,
Amir, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. How everybody doing?
Good.
Yes.
You know, you got the little microphone voice on. You know what I'm saying?
I know. He got the little radio voice. It's ready to go.
You can adjust it.
Rico Suave. Rico Suave.
I listen to sports talk radio all day.
Okay.
So.
Oh, you think you got it? See, so hit him with that bio, girl.
Got you. So Amir Browder, founder and creator of Homme, a boutique emerging artist, first opened its doors in Anacostia Art Center in Washington, D.C. As the need for platforms for emerging artists from all disciplines grew, Browder was able to provide a space for Homme for local emerging underground artists for all disciplines, while keeping the brand's focus of authenticity and community at its core. Homme was able to be the premier destination for not only hard-to-find men's clothing, but also a testing ground for artists to work on their craft while presenting an intimate gallery space without the intimidation of a traditional gallery.
Come on.
Welcome, Amir. How are you?
Welcome.
Just out here. Put it out here for the artists.
Side note, can we just say that we manifested this in a previous podcast? I told you that you were famous on our show already.
Washingtonian, shout out.
Because we found an article about you.
Yes.
And we talked about you as you were the featured story for the day. And we were talking about menswear and how menswear is changing, how I had a connection. Leroy had this great story. And then Leroy drops on air that you are in our building. And I freaked out.
It said it in the article.
And because it said it in the article, and it was like, what the hell? And we found out you were here, and it was like, we've got to have you. And you guys, when I tell you the power of manifestation, we got him on the show.
Hey, yo, so what kind of manifestation were y'all using? Because I'm trying to use it a little bit more.
Young. It's called speaking and believing.
Yeah.
Saying that we're going to get you and making the moves to do. This is called pray and slay.
Yes.
Exactly.
Also, we just have really good juju on this show. So anyone that comes on our show, amazing things happen to them after.
It feels
like
good.
we have a really good track record, I promise.
We really do.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, got really good energy in here. I can feel it.
Thank you.
That energy, it seeps into your skin,
Yes,
right?
it like bounces off.
When you leave beef here.
Yes.
It's that nice
cocoa
jacket
butter.
you got, right?
Yeah.
It's a good shea butter for you. Just ooh.
It's the whipped shea butter. It was real soft and smooth, baby.
That's
Real
all I
soft.
can use
Matter
in
of
the
fact-
wintertime. That's real. I gotta go with my oil man to pick up some more, and that reminds me.
Amir, being the fashion connoisseur that you are, can you explain to us what you're wearing and how you're wearing it today?
Oh, my man.
Oh,
He wasn't ready for that. That's why he
Yeah,
that look.
so what are you wearing? Why are you pulling Midori out here? So what are you wearing? You've been around Midori
Red
too long.
carpet.
Okay, so I guess I'll start with the biggest piece first, which is my Harrison tweed jacket from London. It's
I
a
knew it was
vintage
something.
piece from like 1963.
Oh, we're so excited
Can I
about
touch
London.
it?
It's cool.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. What is that? Wool?
Get the 60s. Get the 60s.
I like
What is that, tweed?
60s.
Right.
And recently, so the shirt is a polo Ralph Lauren shirt, and sweatshirt is like an old rag and bone shirt that I bought like in 2011.
I like
and this is a common Sweden suede hat. And I don't know, I'm not going down below there, but the shoes are acne and the pants are.
He got sweats on. And
Business up top, party down below.
Yeah.
But pretty much I was feeling inspired by Ralph Lauren. He just had a documentary that came out on Tuesday on HBO.
Really?
And it talked about, American fashion and how he's done his thing and how he wasn't even like, he doesn't design his own clothes in a sense where he's sewing things or designing things in that sense, but he has a great eye. But he was wearing like a shirt like this, a polo shirt, and a sweatshirt like this, and a
nice.
tweed jacket. I was like, I'm about to jacket
Hell
style
yeah,
right
hell
there.
yeah.
I'm
like
exactly.
that.
I love it. I love
that was
it.
my inspiration
Come
for the day.
through.
I was feeling very like Ralph, like Ralph.
Very Ralph is streaming on
Sound
HBO
like
right
that.
now.
Yeah,
You can go
very
watch
Ralph Lauren.
Very Ralph. Very Ralph. I like it.
Very Ralph. That's the name of the.
And it's the fall, and it was a nice day out today.
Yeah,
and
it was nice.
It sure was because it's been
beautiful day.
cold as cold.
Yeah,
Like,
so that's
Burr.
inspiration.
Okay.
Just men's essentials.
Just men's essentials. Nah, because I'm trying to get better with my fashion. So I like to pick pieces up. So
I mean, that's how
yeah,
that's good fashion. That's how it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
That's style. That's
Yeah.
how
Pieces.
you... Come on, baby.
Pieces, things that are transcend.
Yeah, I think you're looking cool. Everyone looks cool here. You know what I mean? Like,
All right.
We all have...
That validation.
but it has nothing to do with the clothes. If I
You got the boots on. Oh, you got the Nikes. You got the Adidas on tonight. Normally you had the polo boots on. The
Yeah,
polo
you're
boots
right.
are
That's
fresh.
Like everybody's
Very
doing their
fresh.
thing, but it's the attitude that makes it cool, though. Like
There
how
you
y'all
go.
are.
Right.
Like that's the cool part about it.
Oh, yeah.
But I understand you saying from an aesthetic point, you want to do some things different, but. Everybody look fine to me. I ain't looking crazy or nothing. Like everybody look like they stylish and doing their thing.
We look like
Style
fall.
and profile.
We look like fall,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Stylish, but I'm still dressed for the weather because
Yes.
it's cold.
Look at
The weather's
yeah. I can do
Gloves in the back.
So yes, Amir, my first question for you is, you are a native Washingtonian.
Well, not native. I was born in Jersey.
Born in Jersey.
And my parents decided to bring me along with them when they came to.
I hope they didn't leave you.
I always say that.
We would hope
Got
so.
left.
They
Almost got left.
Yeah, they decided to bring my mother's born in Newark. My father's from Chicago. They met on Wall Street. And
Wow.
They decided to come here when I was like 5 years old.
Okay.
Oh, you from here? Yeah, you from here.
So,
So that means he's from here.
He's from here.
I always gotta because nowadays people look up some history and they're like, he said he's from DC, but he ain't really from DC.
Right.
He's
Yeah,
born
no
in
time for
Jersey.
that.
I'm like, I
No
gotta.
time
Where did you go to school? That's how you break it. Where did you go to school? That's how you break it down.
Whatever, y'all.
but so, being the fashion connoisseur that you are, how did you get into it? Well, how early was it that you got into it?
Oh man, I remember the day. Like it was 1996.
Oh.
And I'm 40 years old. So you know what I'm saying? So it was 1996, and
Also,
years young.
black don't crack.
Never did, never would.
Thought you were 20.
just use sunscreen. But anyway,
That's real though. Black people do need to use
Did we
it.
just give out real skincare tips?
Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing.
Next episode.
so so this was the time when like JayZ and Biggie Smalls and those guys were all talking about Versace and Little Kim and all these people that were talking about
Right.
luxury clothing. And me and my friend, we went to Pentagon City. That's where all the kids used to hang out at, right? So we went there one day and I saw this guy. He had like this black leather jacket on that had like the Medusa head of Versace on the back. And he had like this really good looking girl or woman with him. And I was like, yo, like, what is that he has on? He's like, yo, that's Versace. That cost like $1,000. I'm like, what the hell? And I was like, wow, that looks amazing right there. And I was like, I've never seen anything like that before. And probably like 3 weeks later, I would just like immerse myself into like the fashion world, as far as like I would spend like my lunch money on like fashion books and yeah, stuff like that. Like it was how I got my inspiration for the actual name of Homme was this magazine I used to buy called Arena Homme, and it was a biannual magazine, and it cost like $40. Wow. And yeah, so I would spend my money that I had, but they were like 10 years ahead. So the magazine came out at like 96, 95. So I was like 10 years ahead of everything.
The trends.
So it was
that's right.
It was crazy. Like I was like, so, but that's like the inspiration behind the name. Actually, it's Homme because it's man, but that magazine gave me so much inspiration.
Right.
And that 96, 97 was like very instrumental like in my life, like as far as like fashion is concerned. It really like I really took it seriously, but during the same time I played soccer. I had like soccer scholarships like all over.
Oh.
Yeah, it was crazy. And I was a little diva, so I thought I was better than I tell people I thought I was better than what I was, and I decided not to go forward in a collegiate setting with it, even though I had the scholarships, and I decided to go to college for another reason, and it all worked out, you know what I mean? But the inspiration is that 96, 97 year, Biggie, JayZ.
Come through.
And some random hustler guy with a nice looking girl.
And that's how it all began.
Right.
Have you ever paid tribute to that year?
Man, that's a great question. No, I haven't.
Okay. I'm gonna need a jacket. This is 90s. Like the 90s did it. Like the 90s made me like.
The way you broke it down, I would have thought you. I don't know.
Leroy's out here giving free fashion advice, right? To all of those who may want it.
So when his next collection comes out,
featuring Leroy,
because I was born in '79 and what came about was '97.
Oh,
come on, brother.
Oh,
wow.
79, 97, dude.
Hey, whenever you have it, the invite.
97.
Leroy said, "Give me the coin, 10%, 10%."
79.97.
Yeah.
Yo, that's tight.
Look.
I'm adding myself into that. That's legit. That's legit.
That's lit. I don't want to that.
Hey, y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy.
What did we tell you when you came here?
Okay,
Amazing.
get ready.
Yeah,
Hello, hi.
We just want to invite. That's all. When you do it.
I mean, just come knock on our door. Literally, we're here.
Yeah, we're here.
I'm always bring wine when I come through.
And you're always welcome.
Always.
Listen, friends in the camera, bring wine. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So let me ask, because I found this article about you. There are a couple articles if you guys want to go online, look up on DC. And I tell you, it's shut the fuck. Anyways, Leroy, Brightest Young Thing said that the beauty of Homme DC is how effortless it feels. Nothing feels forced. Every detail, from the white brick wall to the grassy fern on the ceiling, feels nature. Feels lived in. Yeah, feels nature. That's the part that made me feels nature. Not natural, but nature. Who bama? It says like, it feels like you know, a man with DC in his blood on a journey that started with an introduction to high fashion at the age of 16. I loved how they put it, and it made me kind of just want to ask you, what was it like, you know, because we covered you on the show previously, to find this space and be like, you know what, I finally have this space. Like, what was it like to have space, real estate in DC?
All right, so pretty much what happened was or is, I don't know.
Yeah, what had happened was.
what happened was, that's what the kids are saying?
Yeah,
okay.
that's what they're saying. They still saying it.
Okay, cool.
Everybody's saying it.
I can't with y'all. Y'all crazy. So what had happened was I was previously at the Anacostia Art Center. I was there I started there in 2014, July 17th, 2014.
Come through with the dates.
Yeah, I try to remember things like that. It's important.
Yeah.
But pretty much I did really well there, and I developed like a cult-like following there. And I don't think that they really didn't understand me as far as what it was that I was bringing. They thought that I would just be like a typical men's fashion boutique selling like, you know, like cufflinks and like ties and
Accessories.
like just clothing. But my dream was never just to be a clothing boutique. My dream was to be like a boutique for emerging artists of all types of disciplines. But the clothing is a factor. It's a major factor. But I understood that people needed platforms here in this area, and that there was so much red tape here, and that it was hard for people to be able to get space. So when I developed the space, it became like crazy. Like I would have like amazing stuff there, and it became too many people. So when I came here,
Too poppin'.
A friend of mine, Charles John Pierre, he has a space below here. He's a Haitian American artist. He actually introduced me to the space. He's like, one day I was sleeping because I left the Anacostia Art Center in the end of 2015. I was sleeping January 2016, about 8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. And he called me. He was like, "Yo, get your ass up." I was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Man, I found a space for you."
Oh.
And I was like, "What you talking about, man?" So it was a space down the street from here on the corner, right where where that corner store is.
Yeah.
Where everybody hangs out at. It was right there, and it was like these beautiful, like the building was beautiful, like this beautiful architecture. I was like, man, this space is amazing. Well, anyway, long story short, that fell through, and he was like, yo, I have a space here at O Street, and there's some openings. There's some openings here, and I came here and I saw a couple spaces that were larger than this. They were pretty much on point with the space that I had, but they were a lot more money. And then as I'm leaving the building, like I asked the owner of the building, Marty Humans.
Shout out to Marty.
I asked him, I was like, is there anything left? And anything else you guys show me? He's like, oh yeah, it's this one space right here. They're leaving in March. And I'm like, let me see it. So I walk in, I say, I'll take it. He's like, you didn't even see it. He was like, you didn't even see it. I said, I'll take it. You know,
Because when you know, you know.
Yeah, and the funny part is that even in the Anacostia Art Center in 2014 and getting this space here in 2016, I got them both on my birthday. So
look,
You didn't need DMV podcast energy because your energy's already good. That's fine.
We need your energy.
We need your energy. Dang.
Right. The first on 2014 was my 35th birthday, and of course, a couple years later would be my 37th birthday in 2016. And I pretty much just sat on the space for about a year. And after that, I renovated it in 2017. And then during that time, I was able to get a space at DCA Airport.
Oh.
Yeah, Reagan.
Reagan Airport, Terminal C.
Come on, American Airlines.
Did you ever come past there?
I did not. I probably did, and I just did not know that you were so amazing, and I was trying to.
We probably passed by your work all the
flight,
time and just
literally.
didn't even know it was you.
Wait, did you ever go to the Chick-fil-A over there?
No, I boycott
I have.
Chick-fil-A.
So you did past Chick-fil-A over there?
Yeah.
They don't like the gays. What am I supposed to do?
What are you supposed to do?
Hilarious. They don't like the gays.
It makes sense.
I could dig it. You know. But anyway, 2017, I got the space there at the same time I got that I was renovating, and what happened after that was the space started to pretty much create its own culture of artists who needed space.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
and
real.
that was either for like pop-up clothing events or art exhibitions or curated dinners or underground tattoo pop-ups. They all needed a space, but they wanted to be in this way where it was in a way that wasn't like trashy, but still underground,
Right.
but still intimate. And that's what it is that I offer to them. Like this, like, what do people say? Like, you're in a safe space.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like in my places.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah.
safe space. Like, no one's going
That's
to judge you.
real.
Like, no one's going to say anything. Everybody got their own forced opinion. No one's going to, you feel fine there. Like, you be like, yo, I could tell somebody about some shit when I was 5 years old. They be like,
Right,
damn,
right.
that's crazy. You know?
Thank you for
So,
sharing.
No, but that's
how
real.
that goes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a community space. You know what I mean? It's a community space that looks after the emerging artists of all those disciplines.
Come on.
So you've mentioned a lot of different emerging artists and people, that you want to be in your space. Who are some of your favorite artists that you've had in your space or worked with?
Oh man, the guy who just left Skojo, he was dope.
Two first names, making one popping first name.
Yeah. This young lady named Sarah. She's on Instagram. I don't know her Instagram name, but maybe after I could write down the people.
Midori will find her.
I sure will.
Okay.
She's like,
Good idea.
yes, resident researcher.
Noah's is great. Who else have I had? Picasso. He's a guy from DC. Marty McFly.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's my man. Like me and Marty sold some nice work together. Yo, can I tell you a quick story about
Please
how
do.
Marty
We
sold
love
some
stories.
Please.
So Marty had a show in late March to early April, and it was called Saturday Nostalgia. And it was based off, Marley's characters are pretty much like cartoon characters, a lot of pop art, and the show was a success. Open night was a success, but the second day when I came, I was just like straightening up stuff and everything, and these two young ladies knocked on the window. I was like, "Hey, what's up?" They was like, "Yeah, Marty McBride's work here." I was like, "Yeah, you can come check it out. Whatever, space is open. Just give me a second to kind of clean it up, freshen up a little bit." So they came in. They were like, "Yeah, we came all the way from Norfolk, Virginia."
Oh, shouts to 757.
7-5.
Yo, they didn't even know this man. Like, they don't know him personally. They came out, and his work was hanging, and it was a nice amount. And the one young lady, she was like, "Yo, let me get that piece right there." She was moving into her first house.
Oh.
And she wanted that to be her first piece. And she called her mother on the phone and was like, "Yo, Mom, I'm about to buy my first piece of art."
10 grand.
It wasn't that much. But
It could have been.
It
Look,
was in the grand.
Skojo's
It's in the
work is
grands.
great.
I don't
No,
want
no,
to
Yeah,
no.
put him in.
I seen his work, yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I don't put his stuff, but it was in the grands.
Yeah.
And she bought it, and they didn't even know this man. And that's just a testament to being able to say, you know what? People need these spaces here in order to do what it is that they have to do. You don't have to be in a quote unquote regular art gallery or quote unquote boutique.
Right.
You could make these spaces work and support these local emerging artists, and people will support them.
And pay them what
People,
they're worth.
black people, you and I will support them. She
Yeah.
came all the way here. She didn't know this man from a can of paint, and she dropped some whatever, and she
Come
got it.
through.
So can you kind of you might have to correct me on some of this because I may be wrong or will be wrong, but there's a commercial art space and like you said a smaller boutique art space, correct?
Yeah.
Or like there's a mainstream and then there's a more boutique. Can you explain the kind of differences? Because you're saying that people are looking for space. Is it because they're trying to get away from that mainstream space where maybe
Like
they'll
the
be
white wall gallery.
Yeah, the white
kinda
wall gallery type
regular shit. Yeah.
That's a really good question. I don't think they're trying to get away from it. I just think the main galleries don't understand those emerging artists, and the emerging artists feel that those mainstream galleries just require a lot of red tape and song and dance. Like, say for instance, when you get to a gallery, you have to, of course, you got to show your portfolio. They're gonna take a very high percentage out. They're gonna probably contract you for a couple months. They're probably going to charge you even before you even put your work up there. So they're gonna charge you.
You losing money off the gate.
You're losing money off the gate. And in my space, I don't operate like that. The artist is always going to give more to me. That's just the way it's going to work. I think as far as them wanting to be able to have a platform to test their theories and ways in which to do it. So, say for instance, you are an emerging artist, right? Whatever this is, whatever. And you're saying, okay, this bigger gallery has like, it can hold like 100 people. So the bigger gallery, let's say 30 people come. Now the 30 people come, we need 2 people buy your work. So you're like, damn, this was not a good a lot of people in here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Feel the space that you have.
Yeah, he's like, damn, there's a lot of people in here, and like 10 people bought my work, and they were able to see it up close. They were able to talk to me. So they feel that they're able to connect more with their audience and who they're trying to sell to versus a space, a traditional gallery space that is more focused on their traditions of what it is in which they're doing. They don't understand how art moves now. You know, they don't understand the culture of what is really going on. You know, so a lot of the artists like me because of that. Like, I treat them fairly. Like, I'm not Suge Knight.
Shake a chick down. Shake it down.
Right, I'm not
Okay.
Suge Knight
Of the art scene.
I'm trying to hold people with the banister. Take them down like Eminem.
He's good.
But I'm not sure.
I'm weak. Okay, so you talked about Sarah, whose Instagram is Sarah EP Forever. Tyrook is one of the designers that you worked
Tyrook is
with.
dope.
Shout out to Tyrook.
Art Scojo, who we just
Scojo's
met.
amazing.
And Sarah's a fragrance designer, a fragrance creative, I can kind of say. You know, Scojo is obviously with the mixed media. He's got paintings, all this
you got
stuff. What kinds of emerging artists, because we've got listeners from all different backgrounds, what kinds of artists do you want in your space, or are you available to, you know, kind of host?
That's a good question as well. Like, I'm just an underground guy. Whatever I feel that is really, really cool and that's speaking to me, and that I feel that the person who's doing the art is passionate about, then we could work together. Like, I don't care if it's if you showing damn dog clothing, as long as it's dope and its quality and the way you present it is cool, I'm down for it. I love dogs as well. You know what I mean? So, but it,
like how you said
you know what I'm saying? But it comes to things that I love and I can appreciate, and people who are like damn, like I actually had a guy in 2017. His name is Keith Harley. He did like a botanical show all around the space.
Oh, wow.
It was beautiful.
Nice.
It was beautiful. And you know, things like that. I don't really care what it is. I just care how you do it. And if you BSing around, or if you really taking what you do serious, I'm like, yo, I can't be the judge on everything, you know, as far as what people doing. But as far as with my space, I could feel a certain type of energy, and I could see if that's something that I would like in the space. So it doesn't matter what it is. It's just a matter of how you do it, and the craftsmanship level of it, and the passion behind what it is that you're doing, and the professionalism as well.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
So you have to. Well, okay. I have two questions on my head, but I think this one's my more favorite one.
Kind of love Leroy.
Love it.
You're well traveled.
Yes, I've traveled around.
Are purposes or just to take pictures of lions?
What? You know what?
I asked the question. The question is. So
I'm done. I'm weak. Right. Pass the wine around. We've been making Lion King jokes twice today. I don't know why. I don't know why. Anyways, I'm sorry, Leroy. Back to your question about lions.
More wine. What? All right.
I just poured something in.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
What was some of the more creative locations that you've been to as far as art? Because I'm sure when you went, you said Morocco.
Ooh.
Okay, so
First
talk
of all,
about it.
The architecture.
The beauty, the color, the full. Oh wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please tell me about Morocco.
Please, I want to be there with you. Okay. So we got off the plane.
Got off the plane. It was my 40th birthday.
Oh, this is
Recent.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy. And
I need more friends.
I need my friends who want me to travel with them.
Right.
So I got off the plane, and the weather's amazing. The architecture is just something that you never seen. Everyone's like riding scooters or riding bikes.
Nice.
And it's just like this fast-paced world, you know what I mean? And they have this space called the Medina, which is, it's like this city within a city.
Right.
and it's like this scooter's going by, just people going by, a cat on the scooter, a 12-year-old driving a scooter with a cat on it.
It's
A cat
real.
driving a scooter with a you're like, what the hell is going on here? What the hell is going on? So
A cat riding a scooter with a human on the back.
right, you're like, what is going on? But so just the trade and the colors and the scents that you could smell. You could smell the food, the incense, the people, and it was something that I've never experienced before in life. It was just, and everyone was so friendly, but they also had culture too.
Yeah.
They understood where they were and who they are too, which was amazing. And everyone looked like everyone in this room. Anyone could have been like from Marrakesh.
Wow.
Any one of us could look like we're from Marrakesh.
Wow.
Of course, you have indigenous people and things of that nature, but
I'm gonna start using that.
from Marrakesh.
Marrakesh.
So you need to learn how to speak French if you probably already know it already.
Comment allez-vous?
Oh, qu'est-ce que tu
Merci.
French or Arabic.
Beautiful.
There was a time when
There was a time.
There was
Yeah,
a time.
I think we've
and I
all
lost it.
had a moment with.
I learned some
then I
curse
lost
words in
it.
Arabic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Back when I was little, but yeah, that was it.
But they have even the currency ratio. So everything there is like you add a extra zero to it. So if something, say for instance, if something costs $10 for American dollars, they'll say it's 100.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's
In
still
American dollars?
No. In
In
there.
their dollars.
No, because you go to certain parts of West Africa. No, it's the zero in
Yeah,
American.
true.
They just want to tax your
I don't
head.
have time for it.
Yes.
Yeah, and the crazy part, you see so many just so many people from all around, from everywhere, still immersed in that trade that they have there.
Yeah.
A lot of people buying the rugs and buying the garb, the garb that they wear, and the incense,
fabrics.
and the fabrics.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You can't go to Morocco and not get some sort of
That's what-
fabric. It's
Yeah.
just incredible.
That's
Yo,
true.
I have a Louis Vuitton soccer ball downstairs
Because it's like that.
I remember
that
my cousin.
that I got from Marrakesh.
Wow.
Yeah, my cousin. For her wedding, she sent one of her wedding people over there just to get fabric
It's crazy.
to come back
Wow.
to wear
That's
in
a
her
real
wedding.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes
It's
sense.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So that was a beautiful. If you can't get inspired in Morocco, then you just need to give it up.
Oh wow, I like
real.
it.
Wise
I like
words.
It. I like it. Well, Black Travel Worldwide is going to Morocco next. That's where we need to go.
Yeah.
JB, let
Yeah.
me know. That's where we need to go.
So,
That is very true.
in there you could go to the Yves Saint Laurent has a house there. You know, that was his house there. Did y'all know that he was from Yves Saint Laurent was from Africa. I forgot what part. Damn, it starts with an S.
Senegal.
No,
He's-
man. I
Wait,
forgot
he
where
said
Yves Saint Laurent was from, but he was born in Africa though. He was born in France, but then his parents moved to Africa.
He was born around Algeria.
Algeria. There it is.
Algeria.
Yes, I said stop at S. I was all off.
Yeah.
Yeah, Senegal.
But people wouldn't know that Yves Saint Laurent is from Algeria.
No.
Would not know.
They would never think that in a million years.
Not
Would
at all.
not know.
So these are important things when you travel to Africa and travel. Period. You start to understand how the world works and how we are the same in a way, but we all can take from each other and be able to and love our differences. You know?
I love that. So wrapping up, this has been an incredible time. What is for the future for you? What do you see yourself? You know, how can we as a community support you in these upcoming endeavors of yours?
So what I see as in the future is I love the small space. Everyone tells me I need to have a bigger space, but I want to continue to have a small intimate space. And
I'm here for it.
I'm down for
We're here for the small spaces.
yeah, I think it's
Good
cool.
things come in small packages.
Exactly.
Yeah, so for real. So but I want to have them all around the world.
Wow.
That's why this is
Franchise
Homme
it.
DC, right?
Yes.
Because your brand is Homme, but this is the Homme DC. Oh, yeah, that's what I thought.
So
Good job.
instead of like everyone's in Paris, right? Everybody got a space in Paris, but instead of Paris, I want to be like in Lyon or Marseille. I want to be in the emerging areas where people are unrepresented and people feel that they emerge, they have something to say, but they get overshadowed by like their big brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want to be like, nah, y'all got some dope stuff here too.
Yeah.
Like, you don't like just because you are a bigger space doesn't mean that you still don't have something to say and that you could get your point across and you could have a nice space. So that's pretty much.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's how I see Chicago. I think there's a lot of art in Chicago.
There is so
Chicago
much
is art.
You from Chicago?
No.
There's
I
so much
I
culture.
just-
So much art in Chicago.
So much
It is
culture.
art. That's black. Like
Chicago, like,
quintessential,
right?
yes.
And honestly,
Yes.
it's crazy.
Underrated.
Very
Yes.
highly underrated.
Yes.
My father from Chicago, 87
I love
Blackstone,
Chicago.
Southside.
I don't know what none of
I
that
was
means.
trying to move.
Shout outs.
I was trying to move there for
Shout
quite
out.
a time
Yeah.
because I went there and I fell in love with the city.
I fell in love with the Magnificent
yeah.
Mile and the Bean, just sitting there, just.
Do you like it better when it's cold there, or do you like it when it's warm there?
I mean, obviously when it's warm, but I was there for a wedding when it was. I got there without a coat and I had to go buy clothes because it got real cold real quick. So, yeah,
It's like,
Yeah, Chicago's better when it's cold too.
But
I don't know.
it's not bad.
so thank you, Amir. First of all, we want to thank you for coming on the show. We want to thank y'all for listening. You can follow Amir at Homme HOMME_DC. I said that right?
Yeah,
Look at
rhymes.
that. Top of the dome. That's how you know.
Oh, you got an official
Yes.
follow from the
And
Fox.
you don't
know what I'm
say
saying?
home. It's not home.
It's on.
I've had people come up to me when I was in the airport. They were like, "Oh, homie."
Homie, yeah, homie. I don't have time for it.
I was like,
don't have
"Yo,
time for
what?"
Wait,
What did you say?
homie?
Yeah.
Homie.
Because I was a black guy.
Oh,
Because I was a black guy. They were like, "Oh, this is homie DC." I was
There's
like,
no I.
No, sorry.
You have a website?
I mean, yes. I do have a website. It's do I say www? Do I do that whole thing?
You can if you like.
if you do, they'll type it in.
www.
Weak.
It's not
Go
Homme.
ahead.
It's not Homme.com. That was
A little
taken.
more professional than this.
No, live your best life. Your phone's over there. We need it.
Oh, damn. Dead now.
Phones, brother.
Oh no!
Look, just check out his Instagram.
So what we'll do is we'll post
Put it-
from today. We'll post videos and
Yes.
photos and
And we'll be
everything, and
sure
we'll
to
have
tag
your
all
we'll have
everything.
your
All the
website.
handles.
For sure.
We got you
For
handled.
sure.
Go ahead. Follow.
Thank you all for having me. I really
Thank you for
appreciate
coming
it.
Thank you for
upstairs and
coming.
bringing wine. You're a great
Yeah.
guest. You can always come back.
Yeah.
It really means a lot
Definitely.
to me, and I wish you all much success. And I
Thank
know
you.
you all are doing some really cool stuff. Pretty soon y'all have like the president coming here or something.
Ooh, you know
not,
what?
Not the current, but the
second
former.
time.
I'm gonna say which
But
one?
the former.
Second
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
44.
That's the
46.
It doesn't matter as long.
It doesn't matter. It's the president.
Listen, he
He's
Listen.
comes
president.
here. He might not leave the way he.
And you can always find the D&B podcast
Right.
on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram views from the DMV. Use that hashtag. You want your picture to get posted. We are on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, and wherever the president is not. Find us on your favorite podcatcher, dmbpodcast@gmail.com. Sesay is all the way real and live. If you want to be a guest on the show, presidents included, you can hit us up, dmbpodcast@gmail.com. All right.
Listen, and don't forget to tell a friend, except for 45.
Don't forget to tell 44.
And don't forget to tell a friend.
About the DMV podcast.
Yes.
Ew.
That's how it works.